Cause they got a pop up over there now.
On 4th Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he does. He just
Yeah.
pulls up the pop up with the table.
209.
Yep, 209.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fridge is a neighborhood Lower East Side legend character.
He says he's
hustler.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I love
He's
that.
everywhere.
That
He's
little
funny.
moniker. I'm everywhere. So we good? So I gotta clap? I gotta clap? That's what I needed. Okay, wait, we good with the mics? Everything's good?
1 2 1 2.
Okay.
That's why I was talking too, because I figured he was doing sound check.
Yeah, doing a mic check. Okay.
No doubt, man. Let me get this spoon out of here. I don't want to keep having this thing clicking on the audio.
I mean, we're probably recording now, so. We're recording? Yeah, we're recording. Okay, good.
Boom.
You know, we got some additional footage. Dove's putting the spoon away.
Word up.
Como by and welcome to episode 43 of the Super Podcast. It is I, Polo Parata, back, season number 5. You guys, I know I'm wearing a Dallas Cowboys jersey. The Cowboys play today. When you see this episode, would have either lost or won the episode or the game. So, yeah, I'm doing my future shit. Today we have somebody who known for a long time, at least from 2010, because that's when we was partying like rock stars. He's a talented artist. Now OG. I remember he was a youngster. He's an OG now. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Charlie Doves.
My man.
How you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yo, bro.
Thank you.
You know, I hit you like months ago, and I just was like, I don't care. Whenever he says he's coming, we're gonna do this. And you hit me.
Man. I did.
And you know, I was doing my Fashion Week stuff, but I was like, you know what? No. This is precedes Fashion Week. Fuck Fashion Week.
No doubt. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, bro. So how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm in good spirits, and I'm just chilling, B.
So tell the people exactly, you know, your expertise and what you do. How long you been doing it?
So I'm an artist first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just start with that.
Yeah.
First, I'm an artist. The foundation is definitely graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, can't deny that. Can't put that to the side. I'm a graffiti writer. Second on top of being an artist. First is artist. Second is the graffiti, and then all the other stuff, the airbrushing,
right,
the pencil drawings, the paintings. That's just all part of the arsenal. So that's what I do. Big murals, graphic design, raw drawings, illustrations, you name it. Yeah.
Because when I met you back in 2010, I mean, that's the earliest I can remember that I've been talking to you. I think you were doing the big murals of like the figures, you know, like you were doing like characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, mostly see, I come from a lineage of a certain style of characters called Mugsies that got created by Does that were based on certain members of Rocksteady. And he taught his student was Dante TC5. Dante TC5 is from my neighborhood.
Right.
So naturally he was doing flyers for like Alphabet City Video, you know, 8-Ball Barbershop. I was just yanking those things off.
Right.
So my next door neighbor, my downstairs neighbor, Chino Chang, he's the guy that got me into hip hop. He's like, yo, you copying Dante? And I'm like, who's Dante? Like, I'm going to introduce, this was like 93, 94. And he introduced me to Dante, and Dante used to school me on how to draw characters, how to look at people.
Right.
Because I used to draw my characters with the hands in the pockets because I didn't know how to do fingers.
Right.
Sometimes the outfits were looking crazy. It was nuts. And then one day he never sat me down and was like, yo, draw this. And then I had to copy it. He'd be like, yo, I'm going to teach you how to do this. So he used to be on 10th Street and D. You know, real street guys, real guys.
Right.
And I used to be the little guy who used to come across the street with the sketchbook, and we would go 3 feet away and, yo, look what I did last night. Yo, Scrap, fix that. I'm like, how? He's like, he'll turn his head and be like, yo, look at Rick. Look at Pablo. See how they talking with their fingers? Just pause that. And then I was like, damn, I didn't even think of that. He's like, you see how this one has this, but one pant leg is up? See how he's standing? Those kind of things are the tiny little details that make the characteristics of a character, that makes him pop a little bit more. Dante taught me that. So those characters and those walls that you see that
Right.
I kind of got known for, that's where that comes from. That comes from that lineage of, they called the Mugsies. Yep.
Yeah, because you were like, to me, you were ahead of the curve, because even when you were doing these characters and you started doing the polo, the polo themed ones.
Yeah, man.
Now, Polo's even acknowledging that people actually do the art.
Yeah.
If they would have acknowledged it back then, you would have been the first person they would have did all that. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have these drawings from like 10, 15 years ago.
Let me correct it before everybody jumps out the window. I was not the first person to draw a Mugsy with polo.
Right. No, I'm just saying the ones you had was very popular back then.
Yeah.
And we didn't have social media like we have now.
Yeah. I did those at the cusp of Instagram coming in. I was just posting those things on. I wasn't even posting those things on anything else other than like Facebook.
That's what I'm saying.
And like Twitter that I have for like a week and a half.
Because you have one in particular that is like, it's pretty. I mean, pretty famous. The one you did. I've seen it in like shows. You had like a big mural with like all the guys wearing polo. I've seen that picture just all over the place, like all over.
Yeah, there's two of them. There's about three of them, but the one main one is called Power Piece. That's the one I made the print of.
Right.
With Empire Prints. Yeah, they don't exist no more. But they were my two friends from art and design, and they helped me do that print.
Right.
And then the inspiration for that print comes from the years of me being on Broadway from, I want to say from 96 to like 2000, 2001. So every weekend I was meeting up with every writer in the city at McDonald's. You name it, they were there every Friday. I give a couple of characters that used to pop up all the time. Remo, Rehab, Snotty used to be in the mix. A couple of the Uptown guys, Rec, DBS, then a couple of the city guys. Yo, it used to be like, flooded with just 30 guys sitting in the corner of McDonald's, just hiking bags, North Face shells, load out. But I caught the tail end of that. Like, if you think about it, from 96 to 2001, you guys were probably already phasing out of that.
Yeah.
So I felt like we were like the last little tail whip of who were trying to like really hold on to that. And then as the years went on, then it got into like the digital world and VGA and all that.
Right.
But yeah, that's where that comes from, looking at everybody crowding around, getting ready to talk to girls on West 4th or walking up and down Broadway for 3 hours doing nothing, but we're having fun because we were kids. But I always would sit back a little bit and just look at everybody's outfits and just be like, like just stockpile everybody's outfits. Like, all right, bet. So Remo got on the red steep tech, but he got on some crazy mountain boots that he racked from EMS. And, Snotty got on a crazy shell with this multicolored hiking bag. I'm like, all right, I remember that.
So those characters are actual people that...
They're inspired by that gear that they were wearing through those years.
Right.
Hell yeah. Yeah, because, bro, when I started hanging out with them, I was still wearing, because at the time I was skating. So I was walking up with, like, Spitfire shirts and, like, Carnot shirts. But, like, these dudes had, like, flag knits and then, like, a teddy bear knit wrapped around and then cookie boots.
Yeah, they was doing it.
I was like, damn, this is... They reminded me of the cats, the Violators. Because, the Violators used to run with RFC.
Yeah.
So a couple of my family members, they used to hang out with them. So I used to see them coming through, crazy flannel popped up with the collar, 2 sweaters wrapped around, crazy big blue jeans. That's where that comes. All that inspiration comes from everybody that I seen standing next to me, standing around me. And that's what Dante taught me. Yo, if you want to make somebody fresh, just look at the freshest person standing next to you and just apply that. And that'll make every character. You'll never run out of characters.
Right. Nah, you never
Yeah,
did,
you'll
bro.
never run out of characters.
You never
did. Ever. No outfits, no nothing. It's like dressing somebody every single day. Yeah.
So as you have a history from like the graffiti side. Do you miss that like graffiti activity? Because I mean, you're at a different level now. But...
I mean, let's be real. I wasn't banging out gates till 6 in the morning like some of these guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? There's guys out there that are banging out. That's what they love. That's what they do. I'll be wrong to say, yo, yeah, I'm a hardcore. Nah, bro. I'm a guy who just stepped out his house, did his 1-2 here and there, and decided I want to do this.
Right.
So that's my lane.
Right.
I'll never be like, yo, yeah, I could do throw-ups. I could do drippy tags all day. I could probably take a good run around the city and bang it out
Yeah.
be all city too. But I got priorities now. You know, I got my son, my family,
No, but
my
that's what I'm
career.
saying. You're at a different level now. I'm just talking about back then.
Back then, to be honest with you, I was still thinking about business back then because I was like, all right, this cat's paying for a lawyer, but I'd rather pay for paint to go get something else to make some money.
Right.
Because we all come from different circumstances, but I come from a circumstance of, there's not a lot of options, you know? So if I got a talent, because a few guys say, yo, you can't do this because you got to keep it real. No, I'm not letting that stop me. I'm gonna keep going.
I remember, I know you know, I don't think you're gonna remember this, but we were at some party. I don't know if it was your birthday party at LPR.
LPR.
It's
on the west side?
Yeah, the one I know. It's LPR La Poison Rouge, what do you call it?
Yeah, La Poison.
You had a birthday party, or you were there for somebody's birthday, maybe Nez. I don't know.
Shout out to Nez.
Yeah, shout out to Nez. And the thing I always remember about you, bro, even at the birthday party, we were talking, you was like so razor focused on like doing shit.
Yeah,
man.
Like,
yo, I got this going on. I got this going on. Yo, I can't be, yo, I gotta be focused. Like, I remember having the conversation with you.
You know what it is? That comes from the crew that I used to hang out with on Broadway, TCK.
Right.
Guys like Vaz, Bizarre, Angelo, Siege. These guys didn't let me slack at all whatsoever. So I was always surrounded by I was always surrounded by knuckleheads, but the tighter circle was always smarter cats. You get what I'm saying? So TCK never let me, if there was a fight, yo, Doves, go home. Because they don't want to deal with my dad. They don't want to deal with Big Rich. So yo, Doves, go home. Or if I was doing a horrible S on my tag, homeboy, fix that. What's that? Yo, B, looks like somebody on crutches. All right. So that's the reason why I have so much discipline even back then is because the people around me didn't let me slack. Yeah, because I remember we were like
in the middle of a fucking party. And you're just like, dude, like, you know, always respectful. Like, yo, dude, I got this going, I got this. And I'm just looking at you, I'm like, dude.
Yeah, just trying to make it happen.
Are you just chilling or you?
Right. Yeah, because
you were there, but your mom was someplace else.
You know what it is too? Because people used to say I was so quiet. And around that time, I was jumping out the window with trying to be more friendly because people said, yo, Doves, if you don't open up your mouth, people gonna think you're some big mean dude. And I'm like, nah, I'm a teddy bear. So so I would start talking a little bit more because trust me, I didn't say a word to anybody.
I mean, you used to talk. I mean, I remember you and Clark Kent used to be around each other a lot.
Right. That's because I used to try to always nudge Clark to get every Biggie story out of him. Like, what big? How Big used to do this? How Big used to do that? So that's. Plus, he has great advice just for life in general.
Yeah.
Like, Clark is one of those cats, too, that, like, he's not an industry cat. He's not Clark Kent. That's Uncle Clark. Cause
he looks good. He lost weight.
Oh, bro, we all trying to lose weight.
You too, bro.
Yeah, man.
Y'all look amazing right now.
Thank you.
You know?
It's really to just stay healthy and live longer.
Yeah.
And be positive, man, because let's just be real, bro. You can't stay fat forever, man, because it's going to get to you. Your arteries, your heart, everything, man. Your cholesterol, diabetes. I was like, when we used to be at Santos, I used to be like, what, 3 and change?
Bro.
You know what I'm saying?
You look like a totally different person.
Yeah, man. And when you got to stare at a little kid that has to depend on you every night, you got to change that, bro. You got to change that.
But isn't that a beautiful thing, son? I think that, you know, like I have 5 kids. So while we was partying, I still had kids. But as I know that I got my younger kids, it kind of like put you in the perspective like, yeah, damn, I want to be around for certain shit.
Yeah, man.
I got to kind of clean up what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I'm in my 40s now. So, you know what I'm saying?
Super young.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Super young.
But what I'm trying to get at is that we all got to kind of like pump the brakes.
Yeah,
and
man.
kind of like take care of ourselves.
Yeah, bro.
Because we got to be there for them.
Like, I realized during the pandemic, guys are big or even bigger than me. They're dropping like flies in my neighborhood. And I'm like, damn, this guy's my age. This guy's my age. This guy's my age. This guy's bigger than me. This guy's the same size as me. We went to school together. That was a scary part of that aspect.
Right.
All right. Somebody could just sneeze on you and it's done because you're a little bit overweight. So I started actually working out a little bit. but I started taking it serious. I want to say maybe like 5 months ago, and then I put it into full drive like 3 months ago.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
my brother's an MMA fighter.
Oh, okay. Oh,
He's
yeah.
Richie's a cage fighter out in London.
I remember.
He's a trainer. He does Muay Thai.
Is he still active?
He's still active. He actually has a fight coming up. I think in like another month or so. Yeah. So he has 2 fights lined up, and so he trains me through the phone. We do Zoom, and I flip it to the side, and let's get it. Yeah. So, and then I follow a couple of cats on Instagram, that have like jail style calisthenic workouts that I do.
Yeah, push-ups are amazing.
I had no idea.
It's the easiest thing
Bro,
to do.
I had no idea. I had no clue. Shout out to Brawley Gaines. It's this cat on Instagram. He's the cat I've been following. He has a lot of jail style workouts, straight calisthenics for bigger guys.
Right.
And I found him one day in the middle of June, and I'm like, oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So I've been following him with my brother. Been eating a lot healthier. Cut down the steak sandwiches, the cheeseburgers. Even when I eat now, portion size. When I went to Paris, that's when I realized I was eating too much.
Wow.
Yeah, man. They handed me a lasagna. I told my man, I'm like, yo, they ain't got another one? He goes, just taste it. I was like, damn, I was full. I was content. And when I came back, I slowed it down a little bit. That was about 2 years ago. So for 2 years, I was trying to like, and it worked, bro. It worked. With all those aspects and just having the will and staying consistent every morning, because that's the thing. You got to do it every morning.
Right. Because a lot of people during COVID actually gained weight, like myself.
Me too. I got crazy. I was looking like pun big, looking crazy. It was nuts. Actually, a photographer sent me a picture of me while I was doing Dykeman Bar. It's like a side angle. I looked like Grimace from McDonald's. It was nuts. I was like, that picture actually, I can't remember his name right now. That picture is what made me start going hard. So I said, damn, that looks nuts. If I look like that, gotta change, you know?
But you did, bro. You did. You gotta keep it up, bro.
Yeah, I just gotta keep it up. And yeah, that's it. Just being positive and just trying to stay alive for me.
Exactly.
And me and the long haul. Because it don't make no sense if I'm doing all this and then a cheeseburger's gonna do me in.
Right.
That's crazy.
The smallest thing is
the smallest thing. Yeah, we're not doing that.
That's it. But so let's segue. So when did you start really working with your celebrity clients? Because you have an array of people you work with.
So that started in a clothing store first on 13th Street and B called On Point. My boy P Polo Rock, he used to run it, and Dante used to design for them. Same Dante, TC5.
Okay.
And one day I was like, yo, you mind if I set up a little airbrush corner and airbrush? Because they had a music studio downstairs. So a lot of rappers, a lot of singers used to come and use that studio for cheap, because they knew, you could record. It was just as good as a big studio in Midtown. So they would use that studio. They would pocket their budget money and come to the studio in the lower that nobody knew about. And that's when I started to meet a lot of people in that store. Like I would meet like one time I met like New Edition stylist. He had just came in, and I remember doing like some T-shirts for them for some award show that got shown for like 3 seconds. Or one of Eminem's guys, he's from my neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And then
you talking about D12?
Nah, it's I think it's a Spanish-looking cat. He's from Mazurek Projects. He's from the projects a little bit towards the bridge. He was been heavy in all that shady stuff.
Right.
So he was one of the first people that got me to that guy, and I ended up doing T-shirts for Haley and her friends or something like that. But they were horrible. I remember my airbrush gun wasn't working that day. I handed it to him. He was like, "Thanks, dude." And just peeled off. I knew he was mad, but I was like 18 back then.
Right.
I was just trying to get it to him. But that's how it started through that store. And then Rosario Dawson lived across the street. So I became friends with her mom. And I remember after she did like Josie and the Pussycats, I did her name on the wall in her childhood bedroom. That was like the first time I ever got a picture with the work that I've done with a celebrity. Right. So you know what I'm saying? So like I seen that and I was like, all right, bet this could be it. Plus I'm in Alphabet City, so a celebrity, they're sneezing coming out the door. It's normal. It's completely like when I was a kid, I'd walk up the block and see New York Undercover and Malik Yoba like taking somebody's bike and doing wheelies. Like, that kind of stuff was super normal. So as this time started progressing more and more and more, I got a call from somebody at Def Jam. Then I started doing like promo stuff like book bags, tote bags, little things. And then it just started spiraling and then building up. And then this guy knows this guy knows that guy. Then friends are getting into the music business, friends are getting into the fashion world. And that's really how that got built up like that. Yep.
Yeah,
and then
man,
it's just a word of mouth. It was all word of mouth too. It wasn't like, there wasn't really no social media back then. All word of mouth.
But it's easier now because your stuff can be seen
Way
all over the
easier.
place.
Yep,
and then they
way.
can just contact you, hit you on the Instagram
Boom,
or
yep.
whatever, and you boom.
They either
you're in
contact
business.
me or they contact my partner Justin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I have a partner now.
Yeah, you were telling me.
Yeah, I had to tighten up, man, and make a little system. But yeah, that's how I do it now. All I could just post one or two things and the right hashtags, the right time.
Right.
You can't really figure that stuff out all the time, but
yeah, the algorithm is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy right now. Like somebody posted something and somebody said they just got it 6 days ago on their feed, and I was like,
well, see, the problem is with this. I don't know if you know, but Instagram they're trying to copy TikTok, so that everything is real based
Reels now. Yeah,
the pictures. I mean, if I was you, I wouldn't post a picture.
I've been doing straight reels
because that's what.
I've been posting little pictures here and there just to have them there as a like a little portfolio. But the reels is really what's jumping.
Yeah.
And then on TikTok, my partner Justin, he's working all that, and he's every time we look at the numbers, I'm like, damn, you're really
it's crazy, bro.
You're really getting this out there. He's like, bro, we have no choice. It's us, and we got to do it straight, and it's going directly straight to the people. Yeah, I can't complain, bro.
Yeah,
I can't complain. Word.
So how was it working with Virgil?
Oh man, that was
awesome, bro. Like to see you do that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I was proud of you,
brother. Thank you, man. That was super unexpected, and it was super unreal. Let's just say that. It was dope. I don't know if you want to ask me like anything. I don't know where to go because I could go a million ways with this.
Go however you feel about it, and like, what was your experience with it?
Yeah, so I got the phone call from two different sides of people that I wouldn't even think that I'm getting. This is how I knew Virgil's reach and taste and his search for, it
right.
was wide, right? So I get a phone call on one side from DJ Enough, right? And he's like, yo, that train you did for my guy, because I did a little train thing for his guy.
Right.
I forgot his name too. Shout out to him. The dude that had 97. He said, yo, Virgil saw it. He wants your number. He wants to holler at you. Cool. The same day, my boy Despot from Queens.
Right. Yeah, Despot. Yeah.
Right? Despot hits me. He's like, yo, Virgil wants to do something with you. Hit him up. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, two different people that they probably know each other. I doubt it, but they hit me up at the same time and the same day. So I hit him up and he's like, yo, I need something for Fashion Week. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So he tells me the day. Actually, I think what's today?
The 11th, September the 11th.
Actually, yesterday was the anniversary when I did the suit.
Wow.
1 year. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. And we pull up to Mercer, and I already knew Mercer because my next door neighbor, he's a driver. He's like a private driver. So his client used to live in the Mercer. So I knew there was these side benches. So I told me and Justin, let's sit on these sides. He said we could sit there. We could say this is where people wait. So he was late. He was late. I was like, yo, we're here. And I thought it was cool that the emoji he sent, he just sent a bunch of rockets. And I was like, of course he's sending me a bunch of rockets. Exactly. It just visually looked like something he would do. I'm like, that's fresh.
Right.
He pulls up with his guy, the dude that he DJs with. And he's like, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm like, how you doing, brother? I'm like, you ready to do this? He's like, let's go. So I think we went, it was the same room, I think, where they recorded Watch the Throne. Because I saw like a little Watch the Throne plaque. So I'm like, this has to be the room. Of course he would have this room.
Exactly.
So we open up, the room is prestige, man. It just looks like we're not even on Mercer, bro. It was just insane. So he starts laying everything down, and I'm like, you sure you want to airbrush all this? He's like, because it just looks so expensive, bro. I was like, all right, cool, man. Let's rock it. So we had a mannequin, but something was just not feeling right, and I was like, I think you're gonna have to put this on because we didn't just do like 1, 2. He put on 3 different layers, and he just wanted me to just rock it right across, and I was like, damn, that's crazy. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm like, all right, let's go. So Justin sets up the cameras. I set up my airbrush stuff. He comes in dressed, and then I'm looking at the fabric, and I'm like, this looks crazy. So I'm like, all right. So I'm like, what do you want? He's like, modernism. Bad. Which color? He's like, that Caribbean blue. Bad. Clean, right? So I'm like, all right. Because he said the outfit was inspired by Dipset. He was running us through the reason why he wanted me to airbrush it was Dipset, airbrushing, the Air Force Ones. I was like, that's a fresh inspiration. So I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. Yo, I put the airbrush and I shoot the paint through. And the first line goes right through. And that's when I realized this wasn't a regular blazer. It was made out of Kevlar.
Oh, shit.
Like bulletproof vest. Yeah, let's say that again. Bulletproof vest, Kevlar. So it shoots through the tuxedo. I see it drop like 5 layers and then explodes on the last linen layer. So I look at him. He looks at me. He looks down. I said, dude, what kind of material is that? I said it really low. The guys were filming. I was like, what kind of material is this? He goes, Kevlar. I said, it's exploding. Like clockwork. He just looks at it. He goes, that's art. Go ahead, man. Imperfections are the best. Bam, I banged it out. And it just looked right. If I would have focused any more, it would have looked too stenciled. It would have looked too forced. And then he brings out the Louis Vuitton hoodie, the t-shirt, the tie, the gloves. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And we chilled for a little bit. We talked, gave him a handshake, and I was gone. And then the next day, there was pandemonium on literally pandemonium on my phone. Like, yo, this is crazy. And it was like nothing I had ever experienced before. Like, and then maybe 2 nights later, a good friend of mine had dinner with him and filled him in to, I guess, what I've really been doing in the last few years and the foundation I come from. Because then I get a phone call, maybe 2 weeks later. Hey, Doves, how you doing, man? I'm like, hey, what's up, Virgil? He's like, I didn't know you were New York's graffiti prodigy. And I was like, who told you that? He was like, a little birdie I had dinner with came into my head. He's like, listen, I would like to work with you more. Do you have your passport? I'm like, word, I do.
He's like, word.
I'm like, I do have my passport. He's like, how do you feel about Italy? I'm like, yeah. So this is exactly what he said. I have a possible spot for you to come to Italy and learn how to paint Louis Vuitton's leather. And maybe you could be on my team. Let's see where this goes. Just want to keep you in mind. Cool? I was like...
It's crazy.
No, I was bugging. I was like, appreciate you, man. Like, thank you so much, right? A few weeks go by. I go see Ghostbusters Afterlife in 4D, deep out in Long Island, right? So I turn, I'm a...
That was a great movie, by the way.
Nah, yo, crazy. So
that was a great movie.
Yeah, everybody knows. So I go see it in 4D. The seats are moving. I didn't know I was gonna get motion sickness, right? I come out, I'm going crazy. And I remember 3 days before, I had texted him like, yo, happy Thanksgiving. Hope all is well. Be good. Didn't hear anything back. I was like, all right, whatever. Super busy. He's bouncing on the road DJing. And then I turn on my phone, and then my Uber, because for some reason I was like, I'm not taking that LIRR. I'm just going to reach and just get this Uber and just go to sleep, right? I get into the Uber. We jump on the LIE. Boom. The guy puts the radio on, but I'm half asleep because I had that long ride, the movie. I'm like, I'm already done. And I hear, Virgil Abloh, and I'm like, yo, what that guy said? And this is exactly what the cab dude said. He goes, that guy off-white, he died. Bro.
Wow.
It was crazy. Like, that, we were going straight. That car might as well have been doing 360s going down the LIE. Yeah, the car everything was spinning. I was sick. I was sick to my stomach, bro. And then I called Justin. I'm like, Justin, he's gone. I'm like,
that's crazy.
So, you know, that's how that ball bounced, you know? Who's to say that was going to be a solid thing? But when a man tells you that in his position and circles back after we do something for the Met Gala,
it probably was going to happen.
You know, coming from where I come from, you believe those kind of things. You believe like, yo, this is what you've been working for. This is this is all the years of struggling, dealing with people's bullshit, dealing with shady people, dealing with good people, dealing with great clients, you know, all the stuff you have to deal with. I felt like, oh, all right, I'm finally being acknowledged. And then the gate gets slammed. And I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, bro. I was angry for a few months. I was angry, bro. Man, listen. I started boxing again. So it's the reason why I started working out again, because it was getting there. It was getting there. And even the people around me were telling me, yo, you're getting angry, bro. So I had to pump the brakes on that. You know, because listen, I don't know what people are thinking, but I know how people think. Because when, you know, I was giving people handshakes after that, I was getting a lot of, so what you gonna do now? Even from family members. So what you gonna do now? He's gone. Damn, that's how they think. So for a few months after that, I was a little, up front, I was a little down, thinking like, damn, you keep working and it's like you get to the top and it's like somebody keeps slamming and then he loses his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a guy who was reaching back and grabbing young creators, people that they wouldn't put in the room because they're afraid that they're too talented than that actual person who thinks they're the shot caller or the gatekeeper. That's why I respected Virgil, because one person might go, oh, but he was taking things. What I got from the interactions was he was a fan of things. Yeah, he might have made money with it, but he was a fan of it. He was a fan of the creatives. There you go. He was a fan of the creatives, and that's what I got. Just a guy who's like, hey, this guy's talented. Look, through his lens, through his vision, and then he's shining the light on you. And that's what he did with me. I seen him do it to countless kids. You scroll up, there's countless kids. Yeah, I've learned this from Virgil. Virgil put me in this. That's what you got to do with it, man.
It's not like he was putting people on. And just like,
okay, bro,
go.
And making them successful. And look, even after his passing, I'm still getting, yo, you're the guy that did the Virgil, and that I wear that as a badge of honor, man. No matter how many times people might get annoyed that I post a picture with him, you know what I'm saying? Because
you post that shit every day.
Yeah, because that was a moment, like a kid from the Lower East Side got to paint somebody's tuxedo so they can show it at the Met Gala. That's not that.
And they can never take that away from you.
Right.
Never.
So, and it was a proud moment. It was a really proud moment. You know, my aunt was in the hospital. She had all the nurses looking. He was late to the red carpet. That's why. She's like, I had 9 nurses lined up against the wall to see. He didn't even come out. I was like, yeah, Titi, he showed up a little late because he jumped in the limousine with such and such. But yeah, it was a proud moment, and the people around me, they felt proud, and that made me feel proud. So when that happened to him, you know, forget that. Bro, he got a family. He got kids. Those kids got to grow up without their dad. And that's the sad part. His wife. You got to think about them first, you know? Forget that I was going to do work and I did this. When you sit back and go, damn, look at all the stuff he created. Look at the beautiful family he had. Look at all the stuff, the people he put on. That's what really makes it sad, too. You know, but can't really be sad because you got to celebrate him, because I'm pretty sure he would want everybody to celebrate him, you know? I'm working on something right now quietly, not for anybody, just for me to throw out there to pay homage to him, so that where I'm coming from is the how can I put this? It'll be genuine,
Right.
and it won't be reachy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it won't be for sale, first and foremost.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
That and that's the end of that one.
right.
Yeah, so rest in peace to Virgil, man. And yeah, I mean, if you got any more about the experience.
No, but what pulled you out of it? I'm just curious to know what was the turning point for you to say, okay, I'm getting past this. I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
You know, let's talk real.
Yeah.
It was a lot of people pulling back, pulling away. It was a lot of people when I would be in certain circumstances. I realized that, oh, now they're not doing stern business with me no more.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're being shaky. Before somebody would show up on time, now it's 2 hours late. I got a deposit. Oh, I forgot the deposit.
Oh, wow.
So it was like...
funny business.
It's like, all right, so everybody was on the jack a few months ago, and now everybody's too busy. I've literally had people pick up the phone. Yo, I'm a little busy right now. Can I call you back? I'm like,
oh, gosh.
You were the first person to call me when you saw that tuxedo.
Exactly.
Cool.
Wow.
Cool. So, had a little bit of personal situations happen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to look at myself, bro. I had to look at myself. Where am I really going with this artwork? Do I want to be the fly guy, painting walls, where, you know what I'm saying, with fly gear on, going to the... No. What do you really want to do with this?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be, and no disrespect to them, but like, you don't want to be the guy 50 years old with the table doing hats. That's not why we work this hard.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. We're not doing that. I want to be able to paint something and put my son Miko in the back of a Wraith. I want, hey, what's up, Lenny the doorman? You know, that's what I want. Yeah. Lenny the doorman, that guy. Hey, Charlie, that guy.
Nice.
That's what I'm working towards, you know? And I had to look at myself and be like, you got to tone down certain things. You can't take things personal. This is business.
Mm-hmm.
It's only business. Yeah, I'm an artist, so at the end of the day, emotional creature, yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to be mindful of that as well, that not to take things so personal.
Yeah.
And once I started thinking like that, it's only business, man. Mm-hmm. And I've been moving a lot better. The aura's a lot lighter. It's not so heavy.
Yeah.
The stress lines are kind of going away a little bit, you know? I'm training again. I'm riding bikes.
It seems like you're more positive, too.
Yeah, man, because, yeah, I got a son.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with that. Like, I got a son. That's going to make you...
Yeah, you got to...
like,
even if it's bothering you, you got to be like, hey, what's going on? You
yeah,
good?
Like, I'll have a weird email, like, and then next thing you know, I have this little chunky hand going, Dad, SpongeBob, get up.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get up.
And you got to sit there and watch it with him, too.
I'll throw that phone and we watching SpongeBob and Squidward, and they eat crab cake, Krabby Cakes and all that, and I'll get back to that. So that's... Yeah, that was the real motivation. I had to get up out this and shout out to... I gotta shout them out. Shout out to my homegirl Blanche, Nez, Jay Poppy, Steve, Bizarre.
Shout out to Blanche.
Yeah, Blanche. Yeah, these are all people Florida. That are like, you know, the team when I'm going through something personal, and when I'm, you know, guys from TCK. These are guys that help me navigate through things. And when I was going through something a few months ago, they said, hey, this wasn't the last stop. Yeah. This was just to show you, like, yo. Right. And as far as and you know, I had another situation happen that I'm not gonna talk about with a art battle that I was a little confused, but we all good now on with my mans and them. But all this stuff was just piling up, and I was about to explode, and I had to stop. Mm-hmm. Take a step back. What do you want to do with this art? And I just bunkered down and thought of a game plan, and it's been working ever since, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's been working ever since. And yeah, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 months strong with the bigger clients, you know, because I can't keep doing the small stuff.
Yeah, because you're corporate now.
Yeah, I mean, I'll still do, you know, the logo for, you know, Juan down the block.
Right.
No problem, you know. But I gotta get bigger with it, bro. I gotta get big. I I got to start handing in invoices with, like gold foil at the top. You know what I mean? That kind of, that Mr. Cartoon fly shit. Like, he's a big inspiration to me too when it came to like really getting your game tight and like understanding that this doesn't take overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Like,
it's a lot of work.
That's why
they see the end product.
Yeah.
So they don't think you do nothing.
Right. There's people that tell me, man, it must be fun to paint all day. I'm like, it's not fun to do 10 revisions of that drawing.
Exactly.
It's not fun to, figure out if the guy's going to send a deposit or not. These are things that, like, you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And then you got guys who pay straight through, do great business, and that's when you smile. That's when you take the shower at the end of the night and go to sleep with a smile on your face. But you got to take the good and the bad when it comes to BI.
Because you just did Bloomingdales. How was that?
Oh, man. Yeah, shout out to G from the Bronx. So G, he has like an agency called the Fine Arts. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called the Fine. So he outsources a lot of artists. So he was supposed to do. He was on the job. He was like, "Yo, they're looking for an airbrush artist." I was like, "Perfect. I got a lot of momentum going. I'll do it." And I showed up. I got suited and booted. Had them lemon pepper steppers on. You know what I'm saying?
I saw the video.
I have with things like that. I'm just trying to show. Listen, we come from where we come from, but we can show out too. You know what I'm saying? And we all got talent, and we could be in the building too. And that's pretty much what Bloomingdales was to show that, like, yo, because what I did in Bloomingdale's, I do in a lot of the stores. You know what I mean? Set up, airbrush, they buy items, the store makes money, everybody's happy.
But if people don't know, Bloomingdale's is it's the 150th anniversary.
Right, 150th anniversary.
So that's why it's so major. And you was doing it during Fashion Week. So there's a lot of people in town.
I've been so running and gunning. I didn't realize it was Fashion Week until I started setting up and I started seeing all the outfits. I was like, oh,
it's Fashion Week.
Oh, it's Fashion Week.
So to get that placement there,
shout out to D and Royale too. They're the ones that were running that whole system, and they treated us like kings, man. The moment I walked in, they had a security guard grab the bags. I had a liaison walk us to the table. They had a sign that said "Airbrush Artist Welcome." I
saw it. It said like Charlie Doves or Charlie Doves 1 to 5.
Yep, Bloomingdales.
Like,
it was like it was super cool. And then one of the ladies who works there that you saw in the white suit. She flew all the way from LA just to get that done. And she's like a woman behind the scenes at Bloomingdales, and she does her one too. So shout out to Coco.
That's amazing.
I got to meet Coco, and she was like, "I need that Virgil touch," and I was like, "You know what? Yeah," because I've been trying to stay away from things like that because I didn't want nobody to think that I was like exploiting or whatnot. So when people would be like, "Hey, can you do this on my shirt for a whole year straight?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm not doing that." But when I got there, she said she flew all the way from LA.
Had to, bro.
She said she bought this suit. She's like, "Please." I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And she was super excited and happy. And I banged out Bloomingdale's, 150th, right across, going from the chest to the arm, and then 150th across the abs. And yeah, man, and she walked around, and that's what brought in a lot of the people. And then G and Osby, shout out to Osby, they were upstairs live painting a canvas in the doorway.
Oh, okay.
So they were upstairs live painting, and then we were downstairs with the airbrush setup. So they thought that, like, we can't be in that building, and we were. G and Osby upstairs rocking a live canvas, selling canvases, and we were downstairs.
Because bro, business breeds business.
Yeah, man.
So by you doing that,
yeah, bro,
you're gonna get an email from somebody else.
Yeah, man.
Really soon, if you haven't already.
Yeah, bro, and it's like, that's the thing too. Like, in the graffiti world, it's a little shady, so nobody really helps somebody out. So like, when somebody's offering you a great opportunity in that world, and they're a good cat, take it from them, and then you guys could build something off, and then who knows where everybody's gonna go, Everybody got to start working with each other a little bit more, especially in New York. Yeah, it's like I sound like somebody on Drink Champs, like talking about rappers, but it's the truth.
It's so competitive.
Yeah, it's so competitive. Like,
people don't want to give an inch because they think you're gonna take the yard.
Yeah.
When the way you're talking, like, we can all win.
Yep.
Let's all
and spread the information too, because bro, I remember when I was a kid, I didn't know how to do an invoice, and then, like, I remember years later, I had this kid work for this lady that I did my first invoice for, and years later he was like, "Yeah, I did that. I did this invoice for this lady," and she was like, "Do you know how to do an invoice?" And I was like, she asked him,
right?
He was like, yeah, I know how to do it. Yeah. I had this graffiti writer kid. Like, he didn't even know how to do an invoice. And I was like, damn, she could have gave me the information instead of talking about it later on. And as a kid, I realized in order for people to know, you got to spread the information.
Right.
So if I speak to like younger cats in my building or a younger graffiti writer, I always try to drop as much jewels. Not preachy, but they'll always probably ask me, so Waddy, how do you do this? And, do this. It might work for you. This is what worked for me. It might work for you. Try it. Or throw a little bit extra of what you do on it. And that's what people are missing these days, sharing the information. Yep.
No, that's a great thing to say, because there's so many people that are just so sheltered. They're just like, I know this person, you can't know them. You can't
it's weird.
Like
that,
or
like I'm pretty sure like there's a kid somewhere that wants to learn how to do podcasting like you guys, right? But I'm pretty sure there's somebody in his realm that's like, nah, you don't want to do this, and you know it hinders. You know, that turns into that gatekeeper thing again. But you have to share the information with people, not just the youth, just with people.
Josh,
share it.
The engineer, he's a good stickler with that. Because the coffee's amazing. It's just that I might have my mask on, I'll be drinking it.
No doubt.
He's a good stickler with that, because he has a lot of podcasts and stuff here. Right. He'll give you information on the drop of how I saw this and this was going on. You sounded like this, or this guy's not acting right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
you have to share it. You have to share it. Like even when I'm on walls,
it makes everybody better.
Like even when I had an apprentice. Shout out to Mike D. Like with him, like it's very simple. He would ask me, "How do you do this?" Just twist this, do this, do that. I would teach him things, and then like one day he taught me, "Yo, you want to clear your gun out? Just put it in hot boiling water." I do that to this day. You know, if he would have never told me that, and I would have never traded information from him, I wouldn't know how to do certain things, and he wouldn't know how to do certain things. You got to trade the information.
Each one teach one.
Each one teach one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you segue. You don't do murals that much anymore.
I do. I still do.
You still do?
I actually just did a jazz mural celebrating all the jazz musicians that grew up on 7th Street between C and Avenue A.
So are you doing the airbrushing more, or are you doing both?
The murals now, I'm actually starting to bring the airbrush out a little bit more.
Okay.
I like the aesthetic as opposed to just all, and I can do all spray paint. That's fine, but I've learned that the airbrush married with spray paint, it just has this bounce that I'm like, I like the way this looks.
Do you think you're segueing? That word is killing me. Are you segueing into clothes, like the merch? Like how do you feel about the merchandise aspect?
I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was a kid, I used to hang out in everybody's store, like downtown Extra Large, Swish, Friction, Supreme, when there wasn't a line.
Remember that?
Where everybody used to be skating out in the front. And like the one thing I always heard as a kid, I used to hear everybody who owned the clothing company, "God, I'm losing money. God, I'm losing money. I'm losing money." Literally every time I would hear or see somebody who owned a clothing line. So that stuck in my head. I'm not trying to, especially where I come from.
Right.
I can't afford to lose money. Maybe these guys can, but not me. So I just would always brush off merch and a Dove's clothing line or whatever. I would design for everybody's clothing line and everybody's logo and everybody's motorcycle or whatever it is. I would do that. But as far as merch, me doing that, it never jumped me out the seat. Now I'm starting to think of it because I'm tightening up. I'm trying to brand Doves, Charlie Doves Paint & Co. Me and Justin are really trying to package this thing and
that's what I'm saying. Like,
so now
to
like
me, it's like a no-brainer.
So like we are gonna start having monthly drops with a lot of surprises.
You should. You know.
Yeah. Me and him got a lot of stuff planned in secret, and we're just gonna start dropping things that you wouldn't expect for us to drop. We'll start giving away like accessories, lighters, things that pertain to me, like a lighter, a tiny sketch pad with a Dove's tag on it, a Sharpie with a Dove sticker on it. Things like that people can actually use that pertain to me.
Because, bro, you're creative. So as a creative, you gotta maximize your creations.
Yep.
As I always say. Like I got a podcast. I got shirts.
Right.
I got totes.
Right.
I got pens.
Right.
I'm saying I just keep on creating, keep on going.
And I've done all these things just separate, like through the years.
Right.
But now I have to compress everything.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I want to package it right.
That's what I'm saying.
I can easily throw it on Instagram, yo, hit my DMs, but that's looking a little weird these days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a drop site.
Have like a limited edition drop, bro. And then boom,
maybe once a month, me and Justin are gonna start dropping out a pin, a T-shirt, a print, not even an announcement. There's a free Doves canvas on Hester. Go get it. First person to find it, whatever gets this to such and such. Like things like that I've been thinking about because people say I'm a homebody.
Right.
I'm really trying to be outside right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm trying to be outside right now.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I'm real good friends with King Saladin. I don't know if you know his work. I'm real cool with him.
Say his name again?
King Saladin.
King Saladin. I feel like I've heard of him before.
Yeah, but he does like art and he does big canvases now.
Dope.
But from talking to him, like he does the merch, but the limited edition drops. Like how but now he's getting into playing fucking cards, fucking tops. He had to deal with tops and
right. I shout out to Sess. He had a tops card. I forgot what play he had, but those shits were fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like you got so much segue to get into.
I'm a person that has to be comfortable with whatever situation I'm walking into. Maybe that's a little flaw of mine. Maybe that hinders me sometimes. But I have to walk in 100% confident that this is gonna be a good business run with whoever I'm dealing with.
Right.
So maybe that's why you haven't seen that much of it, because I get a lot of, yo, let's do this, and it's never really solid. It just all I see is money signs in their eyes. And there's a few cats that do reach out that I'm like, I gotta call this dude back because he got this and he has that. So those are pretty much like, the things that I have to work on. Branding.
So so what's next for Doves? What you got in store for the lovely people out there?
So we have the monthly drops that are gonna start happening next month, and those are probably gonna be prints and T-shirts first go around. And we're gonna start handing out pins and lighters very, very soon for free to people.
Right.
And then the new art show.
The new art show. So you have an art. You're gonna be doing a art show.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that one back. Yeah, we're gonna bring the new art show back for sure. Yeah. We come out swinging. Hopefully, God willing, we could break this off by the end of the year and serve people with like a little run through for what I've done in the last 10 years, and maybe an additional good 8-9 pieces of just new fire solid stuff that people never seen, and also a lot of merch.
That's what I was gonna say. So it's gonna entail murals, airbrush, aesthetic, merch.
Man.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna because I haven't done a show since Love and War.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't done a show in a while.
Yeah, you know what it was? The dynamic of the gallery world was changing right after I did Love and War. And then I had to step back again and figure out where I wanted to go. Shout out to Bishop Gallery. Shout out to Stevenson and everybody, and E and Earning them. They're the ones that have been moving and grooving Love and War for the last few years, touring it and showing it off. And the Biggie Smalls cameras is actually sitting in the Trap Museum for a little bit down in Atlanta. Yeah, that was pretty fresh. But yeah,
wow,
I'm gonna add a little bit of love.
That's big, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of Love and War stuff. Some of the stuff in the last 3 shows in the last 10 years, and then 8 or 9 new joints. One wall of just solid.
You heard it first, baby.
Yeah. So the new show's gonna come, and there's gonna be a lot of special paintings in that one. It ain't gonna be a lot of, it's gonna be a lot of prestige looking style paintings with hip hop foundation content.
The question: will everything be on sale, or was it just gonna be?
Yeah, this is
it's gonna be just for display only.
I'm thinking of the 9 new joints, the 8-9 new joints. Definitely those will be on sale because I have to start letting go of some of these things because I hold on to them because I spend so much time on them. But I will have a few new joints, a few old joints, and a few classic joints from the last run of the last 5 years as T-shirts or prints for the people that have been asking me for years. Can I get a print of this? Can I get a T-shirt? All right, now's the time. So this is the show that we're gonna do this at and maximize and capitalize.
Oh man, see,
Word.
well, you heard it first here, guys.
doubt.
When it comes out, just remember where you heard it from.
Yep.
But
No doubt.
yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. You
No
know,
doubt.
so where can they find you?
So they can find me at Charlie Doves NYC on Instagram. They can email me at Charlie Doves. Yeah, hold on. Let me get this right before Justin kills me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me get this right.
Yeah.
It's Charlie Doves LLC at Gmail. And yeah, those are the two main. So, and you can also hit up at J Poppy on Instagram. Justin, he's my partner that helps me out. He's the guy that was with me in Bloomingdales. He's the one that's with me with everything for the last 2 years now.
Nice.
Rocking out full force.
Isn't it great to have a teammate, bro?
Oh,
Somebody
man,
who's
let
like
me tell you,
for you.
God bless J Poppy, man, because he was a kid that I used to work with, that he used to assist me at bar mitzvahs with another friend of ours, a mutual friend, and he used to always videotape everything.
Right.
And he was always the kid like, yo, look what I got. And it always went over my head that he was always videotaping everything.
Right.
And one day I was doing this Nike wall, he pulled up. He's like, yo, I'm here to videotape. I'm like, word? Cool. The shots he gave me were amazing. I'm like, yo, you want to show up every time, bro? Because what you just showed me is what I need. I can't keep giving up the blurry pictures on the Android shot. Sorry for the blurry pictures, people. And J Poppy had this iPhone, and it was on from there. And then he turned from assistant. Then, yo, Jay, you want to talk to this person? See how, and he would do his 1-2. Yo, I got them to do this, that, boom. And then he just turned into a Scooter Braun, a.k.a. Snuff Daddy, overnight. And we've been out the door ever since, man. Ever since the Nike wall last year.
Going.
And he's been around me for about 10 years, 10, 11 years. And we just got it popping recently. Yeah, man. So shout out to Justin, man. Shout out to his dog Milo and his mom and everybody else over there in Hell's Kitchen. Word.
All right, cool, man.
Word.
So you can find me on Instagram, Polo Parata, the Super P Podcast. We're on YouTube, 2 million views strong, over 2 million views now.
No doubt.
Yeah, you can find me on any podcast provider. If you sign up to the Patreon, that's $5, people. You can get this episode today. You can hear Doves speak about a whole array of topics. The video will not be out because I have an obligation to New York Comic Con. And it'll be out the 3rd week in October.
I missed that. I missed the tickets for that.
Yes. No, I can get you in there. Don't worry about it. You're good. Just tell me what day you want to go.
That's Sunday. That's when I sweep up everything.
Oh, okay. So then I got you, bro.
Sunday when they're packing things up.
I got you.
That's when I learn how to get them.
I got you because I do stuff for them. I'm like, media stuff. So they give me like the 4-day pro pass.
See?
So I got you. You good,
man? Thank you. Thank you.
But yeah, you sign up for the Patreon, $5. You'll get this episode today. If not, you gotta wait for the video, which will be out in 3rd week in October. But I have a snippet on YouTube, so you guys can check it out. Doves, you're always welcome to come back.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
It was well worth the wait, bro.
Thank you, man. I don't do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm always super quiet, and I figured you asked me, man, and I figured now's the time.
Yeah. You told me, it was funny. He told me I got a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
and he was right.
Yeah, I have a lot to talk about, man. So yeah, the new show, the new drops are coming. We just tightening up with the branding, and we're gonna make Doves as big as it could be, and we could be on speedboats with Versace shirts and feeding our families and making our moms happy.
Yeah.
Word.
So definitely feel free to come back.
Of course, man. Yeah, I gotta come back with J Poppy because
cut both of y'all. Then that'll be crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, bring them on.
Thank you for having me, man. For real.
But we'll be back, guys. We'll be back with Super P Podcast. I'm out. Ciao.
Peace. Yo, man. Thank you so much.